Okay, let's look at third grade builder number 68. Starting with our addition, we're going to add 3 plus 6, we get 9, and 3 plus 5 is 8, and 3 plus nothing is 3. We get a sum of 389. Now we're going to subtract, starting in the ones place. 7 minus 2 is 5. Then we have 2 minus 5. I can't have 2 and take 5 away. I have more on the floor, so I'm going to go next door. I'm going to take one of our hundreds. Now we have 6 hundreds. Trade it in for 10 tens. So now I have 12 in the tens place, and 12 tens minus 5 tens is 7 tens. And then 6 minus nothing is a 6 in the hundreds place. So our difference is 675. Now we're going to multiply 70 times 8. 8 times 0 is 0. And then we're going to multiply this way. 8 times 7 is 56. So our product is 560. Now we're going to find our products to these multiplication facts. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 7 is 56. And 10 times 8 is 80. And our geometric figures, this shape right here, look down at my list at the bottom, that's a sphere, S-P-H-E-R-E, sphere. It's a ball. That is a three-dimensional shape. Faces are flat surfaces, there are none. Edges, no edges. Vertices, points, none. So a sphere has no faces, no edges, and no vertices. In our measurement section, we're going to measure to the nearest ½ inch. This side right here goes right about to 2 inches. This side right here got a little tricky because it's kind of in between the 1½ and the 2. My class decided to go with 2. They thought it was closer to 2 inches. The bottom is closest to 1 inch. And this side was a little tricky too because it looks like it's right in between 2½ and 3. We decided to go with 3. So to find the perimeter, the outside edge, to put a fence around this quadrilateral here, we add the sides. 2 plus 2 is 4, 1 more makes 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8. So it would take 8 inches of fence to go around that shape. Capacity and weight. The weight of a bath towel would probably be about 1 pound. Remember that an ounce is about the weight of a slice of bread, so it's pretty light, and a bath towel is going to be a little heavier. The weight of a soccer ball, we've got 16 ounces, which is the same as 1 pound, or 16 pounds, which is pretty heavy. Soccer balls are pretty light, so 16 ounces is probably the best estimate there. On our time, look at the short hour hand first. The hour is going to be 12. My minutes are 5, 10. 10 minutes after 12, 12:10. Then on this clock, my short hour hand is in between the 12 and the 1, so it's 12. And our minute hand is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 minutes after 12. We want to know the time difference between the two clocks, so to go from 12:10 to 12:40, we can count by fives and pretend our minute hand is moving. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes. Or because these are both in the 12 o'clock hour, if the hour is the same and we're finding the difference between the times, we can subtract 12:40 minus 12:10. And that also gets us 30. There are 30 minutes in between those two times. On our number line, here's our 10. This long line is the 11. This line is 12. We need to know right here. This is 10, and we can either say 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, or we can count by fourths. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. This line, I can only do eighths here, so this is past the 11. It's 11 and 1/8. This one's right in the middle between 11 and 12, and right in the middle we can do 1/2, so we can call this 11 and 1/2. We could also call it 11 and 4/8, or if we counted by fourths, it would be 11 and 2/4. All of those are equivalent to 1/2. And our last line right here, let's go by the eighths. We've got 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Right here would be 3/8, so that's 12 and 3/8. Now we need to find how far is it from 11 and 5/8 to 12 and 1/4. So 11 and 5/8, here's 11, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. I'm going to make a dot right there. And then 12 and 1/4. So my fourths, I'm skipping 2 of the eighths to make a fourth. So I'd go right to here. Here would be 12 and 1/4. Now to find the distance between these two dots, let's count the small spaces by eighths. There's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8 in between those two fractions. 5/8. Vocabulary: the flat surface of a three-dimensional figure is a face. Where the sides of two faces meet is an edge. Has measurements of length, width, and height. That is 3 dimensions right there, so those are three-dimensional figures, or 3D figures. Characteristics that describe a geometric figure are called attributes. And having 2 measurements, usually length and width, that would be 2-dimensional or 2D figures. They are the flat ones.